personally don't think stacking in a daily contest is any good.
No.
I don't think you should stack. I think you should stay away from stacking, and you should try to, if you're going for the number one spot, which we all should be going for, right? At the end, for $10, I want to try to win that $500.
Exactly.
So, ultimately, the goal here is to try to determine who the top fragger is going to be in each map. And we'll also show the matchups, right? So, in tier 1,
I have an idea of who I'm gonna take.
I think I'm gonna take Simple.
You can take Simple, yeah?
I think I'm gonna take Simple because I think they'll beat G2, but I think it'll be like a 16-13, 16-12.
See,
depending on what map.
Honestly, the dream would be watching Dust 2 and watching Kenny and Simple op each other.
I don't think they'll play Dust 2. I think that'll get banned.
Really?
I think it'll get banned by Navi. I think they're not.
G2 is so good on Dust 2.
They're gonna pick a map that really limits the op. So what you'll probably see is like an Inferno or
Cash.
Inferno, maybe Cash. But I think you'll most likely see Inferno or Mirage.
It's a lot more close quarters fighting.
I think Inferno or Mirage, and you can easily take away an op with a smoke. Like it's very simple on Mirage on those two maps.
Yeah, jungle sniper.
You definitely, you're not. I don't think you're not going to see Dust 2. You're not going to see Train, and you're not going to see Overpass because those are
the crazy op maps.
Yeah, you want to limit the amount, and it goes on both sides too. Like G2 is going to want to limit the amount of
Simple. Like these are two of the top 3 operas in the world.
Exactly.
But go toe to toe. But I think, I'm going to do something else. I think that Astralis normally would beat up Dream Eaters, but because they're coming in really cold, they haven't played in a long time, it's going to be a little bit closer, a little bit shakier. I'm going to go with Device on this one.
Okay. All right. So who are you looking at for tier 2? After saying that.
This one, I think Twistzz is about to go off. I think that even though I think Liquid's going to smoke crazy, which I think they're gonna, but I hope they don't. I think that Twistzz, no matter what, is gonna play really well.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's gonna be between Twistzz and EliGE.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna go. I usually draft Twistzz, but I'm just based off of what EliGE has been doing lately. I'm just gonna go slightly to the lighter hand and favor him, or sorry, to the heavier hand. Lately. Yeah, I'm gonna go EliGE.
Yeah.
And again, what's probably gonna happen is either EliGE or Twistzz is gonna be the fragger, even Naf. One of those 3 players will probably be the leader in frags, and the other 2 are just going to have an average game.
Yeah.
And that could screw you up for your fantasy team.
So it pretty much turns out that whichever one of our guys is the leading fragger is going to probably jump over the other one.
You'll leap the other.
Right.
So tier 3, looking at these matchups, I'm looking at guys that stand out to me for potential fragging ability. I'm looking at Kenny. I'm looking at Frozen.
Shocks. I like Shocks in this
potentially
one.
Shocks. Maybe, actually, one guy stands out to me maybe slightly above everyone else, and that's Forest. Just simply because I think that's going to be a close game. And when you look at those two teams, he's probably the best player in that.
I would say
in that server when they play MIBR versus NIP.
Yeah, it would be
who would be a bigger fragger than him.
Fallen and him would be the 2 going after each other.
Depending how Fallen does
and
what map.
Because right now he's hot and cold, right? So, if you go NIP, it's obviously Forrest is their go-to guy right now, right? So I wasn't even thinking about that, but now you're saying it. Yeah, Forrest is a really good pick there. I think Ethan is a good idea. He played really well in the qualifier.
Yeah, and NRG playing Renegade. So
that could be.
You just got to pick one guy.
That's a good one. But I do love Kenny S.
Yeah.
And Kenny S is always my go-to. So I think I'm gonna take away all logic, go with pure emotion. Kenny S.
The worst thing you could possibly do when it comes to fantasy.
Yes, sir.
I'm actually gonna go Forrest. I think that game has the ability to go far, like to play a lot of rounds and potentially go into overtime.
Yeah.
And Forrest by far is the best player on NIP and arguably the best player out of the 2 teams.
Exactly.
So, moving into tier 4. Now this is becoming a little bit difficult because we're really trying to determine who the top fraggers are going to be in each individual game. I see a couple guys stand out to me, but I'm leaning more towards Guardian for this pick. But it really depends on map. Now, if it ends up on Mirage, which again, when we see these best of ones,
a lot of times
it's highly It's a good chance it does end up on Mirage or Inferno. You've seen those two maps a lot. Yeah. And if it does, I feel very good because Mirage is a very, very strong map for Guardian.
Yeah. I was going to say Nuke as well is another really
seeing a lot of Nuke, which is
seeing
crazy,
a lot of Nuke. Even, like, let's go just me playing. When you're matchmaking.
Yeah, you end up on Nuke a lot.
Like, it used to be you always play Mirage. I've been, Nuke always pops up now.
Yeah.
That's the first map.
Yeah.
I'm going to kind of go off the board here. Really liked how we played.
Let me guess. Can I make a guess?
Yeah.
It's going to be... oh, no, that was in Tier 3. But I'm still... Oh, sorry. No, it's in Tier 4. You're going to take Buster.
I am going to take Buster. I really like how he played. And they're going up against Ents, who are, kind of shaky waters right now. He played really well in the qualifier.
I knew it.
You knew it was going to be Buster. I've been talking about Buster all day.
I had that feeling.
I was talking about Buster and Quicker all day about how good they played. And Avangard looked really good. So
they did.
I don't think that they're going to go play well in the tournament altogether, but I do think that for this one day, Buster's going to play really well.
See, I think what's going to happen, though, I think Dream Eaters, looking at Dream Eaters right now, because we're in Tier 5 and I'm looking at Forrester, is that I think they might get starstruck in playing, not to be a pun or anything like that, no pun intended with Astralis, but I think when they see Astralis, Astralis has been such a strong team in the CS for, just dominating for the last 2 years, that when they go up, where are they going to look like a deer in the headlights when they're playing against them? Yeah. And that's what's kind of pushing me, because I liked Forrester and how he played, but because I feel as though maybe they're going to be a little bit intimidated by just simply the logo they're playing, not even about the players, just simply the logo is a little bit scary, which is why I'm leaning more towards xseveN. And that's I'm actually going to draft xseveN. I picked him for my whole tournament too.
Dream Eaters have now played few tournaments in a row now where they've played Mouse Sports, they've played North, they've played Crazy, they beat Furia, they beat Vitality. I don't know if that's exactly what the case is. Now, maybe if it was in the very first tournament they're playing Astralis, but they've went toe-to-toe with other top 10, top 5 teams. But I do agree, man, there's such a big... It's like every other team, and then Astralis and Liquid. Those are those are the gods of CS right now.
Yeah, it's so true.
It is very different. Tier 5 is super tough. I'm gonna be honest with you now for this one day.
This is the one day. It's harder to draft in Tier 5 on a single day event than it is for the tournament.
Yeah.
Because you literally have one map.
One map, and a lot of time they need 2 or 3 maps to really get you into the positive. But because
you gotta pick the guy.
They're always IGLs are always gonna have one map where they go 5 and 22.
Yeah. I'm not taking an IGL in this. That's for sure.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Gade here from North.
Yeah, it's not a bad pick. For something like this, I'd be looking at players. I'd be looking at xseveN, RPK, Olafmeister, Gade, Get Right.
Ooh, I see Get Right on and off.
Lekro.
Gratisfaction.
I'm just saying, Lucky. I don't feel comfortable with one map picking an IGL. You said,
the only IGL,
the high probability of going a 6 and 18 or 6 and 17 is there.
And it's the Tier 5. If you gave me Nitro, Valde, those IGLs, those I would take all day.
Tier 5 IGL.
It's a Tier 5 IGL. It's the standard IGL.
Exactly. Yeah, no, I'm not. I stay away from those in these. Yeah. So for my daily contest, for the day one only contest, I've got Simple, EliGE, Forest Guardian, and xseveN.
I've got Device, Twistzz, Kenny S, Buster, and Gade.
Perfect. Okay, so now we're going to move on to your Instagram questions. Number one comes from, and we'll post it up, I'll try to say it, Cesar Thak. He goes, who do you think deserves to win this major?
Ooh. See, deserve is tough. I personally think Liquid deserves to win it just because they've been grinding. You saw they changed up their whole style from last year where it was more of a star-led team.
Yeah.
They changed up their style to now it's still stars. They got 3 of the top 10 players in the world right now. But they kind of changed it let's play as a team. Let's go in, let's get our job done. We're all going to eat. If we win, it's great for all of us. We're all going to get paid. I think that they deserve it just because come on, they've been on a tear the last few months.
I agree. I think they've been the most consistent team in 2019, even though they didn't win the very first major of the year. I think in terms of deserve and my favorite to win, just overall, I think Liquid deserves to win this major for sure. And I'll be rooting for them.
They deserve it just because of the hard work they've obviously put in to really push them over the edge. also they're just a super, like, they're the most fun team to watch.
Yeah.
Just like, because at any time, any one of those guys can just put on a show. Deep down in my heart, I really want G2 to win, just because I want Kenny to finally have that major that G2's been almost prophesized to win at some point. So yeah, deep down in my heart, I want G2 to win, but the rational side of me says that Liquid deserves to win.
Who do you think is the best IGL in the world right now? And that'll be our last question.
Wow, that's actually really good. I've been thinking about this for a while. I brought it up yesterday. I was talking about some of the better IGLs, and I think that this goes down between Nitro and Valde. I think that recency bias, a lot of people are going to say Kerrigan, but they're forgetting who he was at FaZe. But I really like Nitro and Valde.
That's a hard question because it's like two parts to that. Like, who do you think? Yeah. It's like, who do you think is the best skill wise as and an IGL at the same time versus who's just a good IGL, which means thinking. And if I have to go based off of just a good IGL, I actually believe if I could pick a coach, it would be Zonic from Astralis. But in terms of just straight up IGL, I'm actually going to favor Glaive. Just simply because of the thinking process, not because of the skill. I think he's a good player. Mm-hmm. I think he's a very just in general understands the game close to Nitro, but I think Glaive right now.
See, I think that a good IGL is someone who understands the game. An IGL that you really want is someone who, even if they understand the game a little bit less, but they can make up for it with, they're never going to leave. They're never going to be the guy who they have to hide. Yeah. Like, they can be a guy where, hey, you're going to be a guy that we want to be fragging because you're one of our better fraggers. I think that's what really makes a top tier IGL, and that's why I really like Nitro and Valde in this case. Yeah. I do like Glaive. Glaive is in that same pool.
That's a good question. It's a tough one too, but I guess if I had this, you need like a good synergy between being a good leader and a good player, right? And that's where it's like, do you look at Glaive, Valde, Nitro, probably.
Nitro, I always thought eXseveN.
I've never really had any issues with eXseveN. Yeah. Fallen, we've seen a decrease in his play.
But he's out of his prime. When he was in his prime,
it's weird to say that, but it's like, I don't know what happened in the last year and a half, but it's like, what he used to be, when we talk about top tier oppers, it was like, okay, like Fallen is up there with Kenny S, 100%. Now it's like, I consider middle of the road, like probably similar to like a Guardian, right?
Yeah. Even when Nico, if Nico was still the IGL, I think that he would be the best IGL in the world. Because he just did it all. But yeah, I think we're starting to see now that IGL, like every top team has one of the best IGLs. Doesn't matter who they're surrounded with, but you need to have a really good IGL to actually win.
Yeah, I agree.
And that's what makes a difference. I think that's why Navi is really good, but I feel like they have to get a better IGL than Zeus. He understands the game really well, but there's games where he's going to go 5-22, and that's when you see like those memes of Electronic and Simple carrying that entire team, because like if you have one guy going 5-22, like you need 2 or 3 guys to really put on a show.
Yeah. That's really good. Those are good questions. Thank you guys very much for those. I actually enjoyed doing those. We'll keep doing that. But that's actually going to be it for the podcast and YouTube video today. There are 3 contests up right now for the Legend stage for the major, which starts on Wednesday. You've got 2 Legend stage only, so you'll earn points for the entire Legend stage. Once a team's been eliminated or advanced, that's it. You won't earn any more fantasy points. Yeah. And there's also 1 contest up right now for day 1 only. You'll only earn fantasy points for day 1, and that's it. And those come up every single day. So once day 1 is done, or actually once day 1 begins, the day 2 contest will be up and live to start drafting for that. So that's going to do it for the show today. Again, thank you guys very much for your questions. What we'll do is I'll actually let us know in the comments. Ask us your questions.
Send us DMs.
We'll answer them. We have a lot of fun with those.
It doesn't have to be when we go live. Just constantly ask us, and we'll put it in we'll save it. Yeah. We'll have it in the archive for when we put up the next podcast. We'll answer them because it's a lot of fun to see what you guys are thinking about, and if we can answer those questions.
Yeah, exactly. But anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the major. I know we're going to. I can't wait to start watching on Wednesday. And good luck with all your fantasy drafts. Talk to you later. Peace.
Are you a gamer looking for something more than just playing? Introducing EliteDuels. the world's first skill-based daily fantasy esports platform that allows you to make your own fantasy esport team, cheer your favorite professional gamer, earn fantasy points, and win real cash. You can choose and enter a contest for games like Fortnite, CSGO, Rocket League, and Rainbow Six Siege. Simply enter a contest, select 5 players, one from each tier to fill out your fantasy team, and start cheering. Sounds amazing, right? Visit www.eliteduels.com and start drafting.